All right, class. Today, you guys gonna learn about another form of cell division called meiosis. Okay. Now, how does this compare to mitosis? First off, remember mitosis is used for either asexual reproduction or in multicellular organisms for growth and repair. Okay. The end product of mitosis are two identical cells. Okay. Now the difference in meiosis is that the purpose is completely different. Okay. In sexually reproducing organisms, mostly your multicellular organisms, that basically means multicellular organisms. Meiosis, the purpose is for your gametes or your sex cells. Okay, and we will get a little bit more into that in a little bit. Okay, also the end product, all right, you don't end up with the product of mitosis, you end up with four different cells that are what's called haploid or contains half the DNA of your normal cells. Okay, so end product of mitosis, two identical cells with the diploid or the full set of DNA. Meiosis, four different haploid cells. Okay, and that means half the set of DNA of your normal cells. Okay, so by the end of this lesson, you should be able to compare both forms of cell division with their purpose. Okay, let's go over some terms first. Okay, single chromosomes and double chromosomes. Okay, if you remember in mitosis, you've got your cell's life cycle, right? You've got a G1, grows, cell grows. You've got S cycle, right? Synthesis cycle, makes DNA. Okay, you've got G2, double checks and grows again. Okay, and then you've got M cycle, mitosis cycle, in which the cell will divide the already doubled DNA, all right, that was doubled during S cycle. Okay, now for mitosis and meiosis during S cycle, all right, single chromosomes become X-shaped double chromosomes. All right, here are your single chromosomes, one from your mother, one from your father. Okay, now during S cycle, they both replicate. This one, all right, this single bar chromosome becomes this double X-shaped chromosome. Okay, this double chromosome that's X-shaped. Same thing with the one from your father. All right, single chromosome replicates during S cycle and becomes this double chromosome that's X-shaped. Okay, to keep in mind that they're connected at the center, and this one right here will be identical to this one that it replicated right here. Same thing with your mother's chromosome. Okay, this one will be connected to and identical to this one right here. All right, they're connected at what's called your centromere. Okay, and I'm not requiring you guys to know the name, but FYI. Okay, now this whole formation is called a tetrad, and I'll explain this further in a couple of slides. Okay, during meiosis, your mother's chromosome finds and pairs with your father's chromosome, the matching ones. All right, that's why they're called the matching pair or homologous pair. Okay, and I'll explain what that means in a couple of slides. Okay, it's kind of romantic, huh? They find each other. Okay, now in sexually reproducing organisms, you've got diploid cells and you've got haploid cells. Okay, diploid cells mean that there's a full set of chromosomes. Okay, one set from your mother and another set from your father, and it's represented by the number 2n. Okay, n represents the number of chromosomes in that species. All right, so for example, humans have 23. All right, so we've got two sets of 23 chromosomes. That's 46. 23 from our mother, 23 from our father. Okay, now different species will have a different n number. For example, your cat, your bird, all right, your pet little goldfish. Okay, the number for n will be different for them. Okay, now Sexually reproducing organisms, multicellular organisms, will also have a haploid cells, in which the cells contain half the set of DNA, half the set of chromosomes, and it's from either the mother or father. Okay, and these haploid cells are represented by the number just n, okay, or 1n. Okay, if you guys know basic algebra, 1n is the same as n. And it's from either the mother or father. It's all mixed up. Okay, you don't know who it's from. Okay, and I'll explain that further later. Okay, now, sexually reproducing organisms have two kinds of cells located within their body. You've got somatic cells, which are your body cells, and they are diploid or 2n. Okay, examples, all of the cells in your body except for your gametes. Okay, now gametes are the sex cells and they are haploid or represented by N. Examples are sperm cells and ova, egg cells. Okay. Okay, what I said earlier, humans, all right, have 23. Their N number is 23. So we have 23 chromosomes from our mother and 23 from our father, all right? And every cell contains this both sets, all right? So every cell has a total of 46 chromosomes, right? And 23 of them matches the other 23 of them. Okay, 23 from our mother matches the 23 from our father. Okay, I'll explain what that means later. Okay, and it's kind of interesting because some organisms have what's called a alternation of generation, in which their gametes do actually live pretty full lives before they, find another gamete. So in essence, their sperm cells will actually go on and live full lives before it finds an egg cell, and then which has also lived its own life before they get together and create the diploid individual. All right, ferns still exhibit this. To some degree, cnidarians or jellyfish and corals also have this. Okay, and that their zygote actually lives a full life before it buds off, the male or female jellyfish. Okay, kind of interesting. Both are diploid, the hovering jellyfish. It's kind of really, really weird. You guys can look that up if you guys find that interesting. Okay, I actually did. Okay, now gametes. Okay, the male gamete, all right, in sexual reproducing organisms, yes, that means plants and fungi, all right, they do have a sperm, all right, and ovum. Okay, so sperm, male gamete produced in the male gonads, all right, known as the testes, all right, in our species, in mammals. Okay, ovum, the female gamete, all right, and it's produced in the female gonads, the ovaries. Okay, now zygote, all right, as soon as the sperm fertilizes the egg, okay, the union of these is known as a zygote, all right, and the zygote is diploid. Okay, so sperm and ovum are haploid, the zygote is diploid. Okay, meaning these two are N and the union is 2N. Okay, zygote fusion of sperm and egg, all right, egg ovum 23, all right, in humans, sperm same thing, 23, all right, and then as soon as it's fertilized, 2N, 46. Okay, 23 from your father, 23 from your mother. Okay, now, what do I mean by matching sets or homologous chromosomes, or 23 from your mother and 23 from your father? Okay, so basically, for every gene that you guys have two copies of that. All right, and these are known as your alleles. Okay, one copy is from your mother, and the other copy is from your father. All right, now the way these alleles interact will actually determine what your traits come out as. Okay? Okay, homologous chromosomes, two matching chromosomes, one from the father, one from the mother, with the same types of genes. All right, this makes up one matching set of chromosomes. Okay, so the homologous chromosome from your father has to have the same genes or alleles as the set from your mother. Okay, and I'll explain that further in the next slide. Okay. Okay, so these are your 23, actually the next slide after this. So these are your 23 pairs of matching human chromosomes. Okay, one from your mother, one from your father. Mother, father, okay? Everyone has one from your mother and one from your father. All right? And these are homologous, meaning they should contain the same alleles. Okay, if this one has a eye color allele, this one right here has to also have a eye color allele. Okay, if this one right here has a lactose intolerant allele, this one right here might have a lactose intolerant allele too. Maybe it's not lactose intolerant, but together, they become non-lactose intolerant. Okay, so I'm trying to give you guys a physical trait, right? A gene expression, physical, and also a cellular process. Cellular process trait. Okay. Now they're all matching or homologous. They all have to contain the same alleles for our species, all except the 23rd pair. All right. The 23rd pair right here is known as your X and your Y chromosomes. And the 23rd pair do not contain the same alleles or genes. And that's because this is what determines our sex. Okay? Now, mothers, females in our species, are XX. Therefore, when your mother donates one of these chromosomes, she can always only donate an X. All right? Males of our species are XY. Therefore, in our sperm, in our species sperm, all right, the male parent, the father, can donate an X or a Y, and it's totally random. Okay, so XX female, XY male. So the Y would be the the male chromosome, 23rd pair of the chromosomes. Okay. Okay, so same thing, or that I mentioned earlier. Okay. During S cycle, right, of your cell's life cycle, chromosomes will replicate, right, and DNA will be synthesized, and they will become double chromosomes. Okay. Now, during meiosis, a certain formation called a tetrad forms, in which the matching homologous chromosomes will line up next to each other. Okay, so these are homologous, meaning if this one has, a eye color allele, this one right here should have an eye color allele too. Okay, now it's uncertain, but it's believed that protein fibers will kind of, like bind them together, and then they will form this shape, and it's known as a tetrad. Okay, tetra means four, and there's actually four sets of DNA here. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these are homologous and matching to these. This one is identical to this one. This one right here is identical to this one. Okay, all right, so here's a test right here. Tetrad. What's tetrad? Think in your head. Where's the tetrad? Okay, yes, the tetrad is this whole formation right here. Good job. Okay, homologous chromosomes. Where are your homologous chromosomes and what do they mean? Okay, homologous means matching. Okay, so this chromosome is homologous to this chromosome. Okay, meaning they contain the same alleles, the same gene type. Okay, this one right here has eye color. This one right here should have eye color. And they don't have to be identical. All right, this one can be brown eyes. This one can be blue eyes. Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, where are the alleles? Okay, boom, right here, alleles. Okay, so remember, this allele has to be homologous and matching to this allele. Now, this allele right here has to be identical to this one right here. Okay, because this one replicated this one during S cycle. Okay, here are your other alleles, same thing, all right, hair color, all right. So with the homologous chromosome, this one should be hair color as well. And because they're different chromosomes, again, they don't have to be the same, but they have to be matching. Okay? Ooh, who loves gummy worms?